Now, in the context of the talks between the Commission for ROCOR and the Commission for the Moscow Patriarchate, did either commission retain legal counsel? Did they hire a lawyer?
No.
No? Did the ROCOR Commission consider any secular issues with regard to the formation of the relationship as you've just described it? Did the Commission consider any secular issues in connection with the relationship or future relationship between the Moscow Patriarchate and ROCOR?
I don't understand. No.
Do you understand when I use the term secular?
No. Well, I understand secular, but maybe...
Okay. Is it your understanding, Your Eminence, that the formation of the relationship between ROCOR and the Moscow Patriarchate is consistent with ROCOR's corporate documents?
Do they recognize or...
No. Let me rephrase the question. As you sit here today, do you have an understanding whether the formation of a relationship between ROCOR and the Moscow Patriarchate is consistent with ROCOR's corporate or secular documents?
I think yes.
Okay. And what is the basis of that understanding?
Because this is in documents what they are creating and what they were discussing, this mention about. That this will be not changed.
Okay, and who had that conversation?
The
Commission?
Commission, yes.
So are you suggesting that the Commission did an analysis, so to speak, of whether the proposed merger had any effect on ROCOR's secular documents? Let me ask it this way. Does the proposed relationship violate ROCOR's certificate of incorporation?
Oh, no. We will keep our incorporation like we have it on all our properties. So.
I understand that. My question is this. As you sit here today, Your Eminence, is it your understanding that the relationship between ROCOR and the Moscow Patriarchate violates ROCOR's certificate of incorporation?
Well, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. But as you sit here today, do you know either way?
No.
Has anyone at ROCOR made such an evaluation?
We are preparing to do so.
You're preparing?
Preparing, yes. We have a lawyer and preparing to do so.
Okay. And who is the lawyer?
The lawyer is Hadži Antić. Hadži Antić. I don't know his spelling.
HADZI-ANTICH. And that's a man or woman?
Man.
And when was he retained?
Well, in general, I was speaking with him in general, not yet. He's not retained.
Okay, so he hasn't been hired yet?
No.
Okay. For what purpose are you going to hire him?
Just oversee this what you mentioned, these things, also to say how it might affect all this situation, how it might affect the general somewhere. Международный закон.
International law.
International law.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So he's being hired.
He's not been hired.
Oh, I'm sorry. He may be hired.
May be hired.
Could you raise His Eminence
It's his microphone. His hands are blocked. No, on his...
No, he's going to raise it up on his left.
Sorry for the interruption.
The answer was maybe hired.
Okay. He may be hired for the purpose of reviewing international law?
How this will affect, how we will affect it by the international law.
So one of the things that he'll determine is whether the relationship violates international law?
No, just if from the view of the international law, how we might be hurt or not.
Hurt, you mean that something will be done contrary to it?
No, that they might use against us.
Okay. Who is they?
The MP,
Okay, the Moscow Patriarchate?
yes.
So the concern is that the Moscow Patriarchate may use some aspect of international law in a way that ROCOR does not agree with?
To harm us.
Now, when you say harm, harm in what way?
We will not go along or something.
Who won't go along? ROCOR?
Yes. If we will not go along.
You mean go along with the merger?
Yes. Понимаете? Если мы поссоримся вдруг, объясним.
Can't take the Russian part now. I'll just let you know. Fingers aren't moving.
Well, what's the basis of that concern?
Might happen, everything.
What might happen?
And we will not go along. We will start to quarrel or something, and so how we
Oh, I see. In case...
oh,
I see. Okay.
Понял,
Okay. You have to forgive me, Your Eminence. Eventually I get there. Sometimes
Okay.
it takes me a little longer.
Thanks, God.
But I think I'm here now.
Okay.
So the concern is that to the extent there's a dispute between ROCOR and the Moscow Patriarchate, you would like to know how that dispute would be resolved.
Not a result, but that they were not able to just kill us.
Okay. You mean take you over?
Yes.
So in the context of the relationship, you have some concern or desire that the relationship be controlled to some extent by ROCOR.
Yes.
Has anything been said or done in the past to give you this concern about the Moscow Patriarchate?
No. So far we had no.
Well, is there something in the past of the Moscow Patriarchate that gives you some concern? No. Nothing comes to mind? What did you mean when you said, kill us?
No, что они нас проглотят, объяснимо. I mean that they will not swallow us.
In a sense, take you over. Yes?
Yes.
Is it ROCOR's intent that the Moscow Patriarchate take ROCOR over?
The Moscow Patriarchate, what?
Is it ROCOR's intent or desire to have the Moscow Patriarchate take it over?
No, that we desire this?
Yes.
No.